Hey man, what's going on today, man?
What's good, bro?
Ain't shit, man. It's been a while since we did another one of these podcasts. Like nobody else knows, but we've definitely been without a podcast for a break.
Which is facts.
But
Which is why it's good to always record in bulk, and that way you have time to do other stuff.
that's also facts. But this is the Breaking in There, the podcast, BTN for short. I'm Tony,
I'm Teddy.
and today's topic is something that we haven't really touched on too much, but we really wanted to jump into this. It's Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had a whole episode about it, but not a whole episode. It's like sort of like bits and pieces into the little gaming one we did with Mark. But I'm telling you, man, like we want to build our own Pokemon game that's going to be perfection. In theory, that's going to, in theory.
I don't think it'd be in theory. I think it'd be perfection, but okay.
Come on, man. There's no such thing as perfection. In theory.
What we're about to build, that shit's gonna be like that.
Hopefully. Maybe the devs will hear it and they'll be like, oh, maybe they're on to something.
Yeah. Cut us a check, too. You know how these niggas be.
They ain't going to do it. They're going to pull a Fortnite.
Yeah.
But, man, first and foremost, like we've been playing Pokemon for God knows how long.
Yeah. It's
like,
about 20-something, about 20 years.
Yeah.
Pokemon come out 99, 97, 96.
Like around 90, 96, 95 or some shit like that.
Yeah, about,
but it's been a while.
Yeah, about 25 years there.
Like, because the game came out early.
Yeah, it was about 96, yeah.
So, yeah, we've been big Pokemon fans for a while.
Yeah, 25 years.
But, honestly, I haven't been really big on the Pokemon wave as far as new gen as much as everybody else has. You have been more along the lines of that. So I feel as though you have a little bit more expertise in it than I would.
It depends on how you look at it, because it's like, aside from it just being like a new region with new Pokemon, it's always pretty much the same format.
I get that, but it's like different types and abilities and stuff like that I'm not familiar with.
Now there's a lot of hybrids of everything, a lot of different variations of everything, and stuff that was strong like super back in the day is not really strong now. And things that had like glaring weaknesses back in the day might not be a very glaring weakness now.
Yeah, they make certain types like OP. Remember back in the day, Psychic was the thing to be. The Psychic or Dragon.
Yeah, those the two things. Now I feel like every type is like in a degree competitive outside of like the bugs and the silly shit that
bug Pokemon never really got much like outside of like Pinsir or Scyther and like Heracross. There's really not much in the bug world.
You just in the sake of like always being in, I guess, a forest or grassy areas, I guess you just got to do bugs. Same thing with birds. I kind of feel like birds never got their just due. I mean, maybe
sort of when they got the legendaries,
but even still, it's like, once they start doing other different types of legends, you didn't really even care about birds. Like when they start doing the dogs.
Yeah, but that's also when they brought in Lugia, though. So Lugia and Ho-Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was good on birds.
Because technically, I don't even think Lugia was considered a flying. I think it was like a dragon or some shit.
It's a bird to me.
Yeah.
I think the first gen kind of ruined it for me as far as like the birds go.
Yeah, because birds was like really lackluster in the first gen.
Yeah, even the legendaries, Zapdos,
Articuno, Moltres, they like lose all of their like like the way I saw it with the legendary Pokemon for the first gen, they fell off because they had such a they had a poor just presentation.
What you mean?
How I would say like their presentation was poor based off of how they were perceived as like the top tier, like the pinnacle of what they should be,
right?
As far as Pokemon, but then you realize once you get to fight any of them, you can pretty much beat them with any Pokemon you have unless it's something that they're weak against. Well, you're weak against it.
Right.
They're just like every other Pokemon. They didn't seem as though they were legendary. Mewtwo, on the other hand,
that felt legendary.
Yeah.
And technically, he wasn't even like. That was just a caveat for like, okay, you know, you pretty much beat the game. Here, take this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the birds. Even the way you see the birds, like you discover them. Yep. Like it lets you know, like, you got to do a little something to get here, but for what?
Exactly.
Are you really gonna, at this stage of the game, are you really gonna add like a bird to your lineup?
That's already level 50. That's not even gonna be worthwhile.
Like the Mewtwo is what, 70 when you get, yeah, like that's something that. Okay, we could do. I could throw him in the lineup. I don't have 6 other Pokemon. I don't have 5 other Pokemon that can beat this nigga.
Yeah. And they didn't have a lot of variety in the way of movesets. Because a lot of their moves could be learned by the other types of that same type.
Right.
It's like all the Pokemon from that type could learn the same moves. It just, they had those moves already. It's just, well, what more can you do?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have, like, no moves specifically for you, and that was it. Like, no, they didn't have it. It was it.
There was absolutely, like, when it comes to Moltres, like, the average person already has a fire and Pokemon in their lineup. And
if you ended up having Charizard, you already, there's no point in even getting a Moltres.
Right. For me, Zapdos, obviously by that stage of the game, you got something in your lineup that can fly already. And
obviously,
who really uses electric? You know what I'm saying? You might have a Pokemon that knows a move.
The first gen was actually good, for being like the quick type. They did high crit damage because of the speed.
I just was never a big fan of electric. Useless to me.
Yeah, it just depended on what type of electric we're talking about. Like, if you're looking at like Pikachu or like that can evolve into Raichu or Electabuzz, I fuck with them.
Yeah, but even it's like for me, it was just like one Pikachu. I just didn't like Pikachu. At least not how everybody else just
flock to him.
And yeah, Electabuzz was cool, but it's like by the time you get to him, you pretty much got your line. Your lineup is like halfway through the game. Everybody makes like a decision eventually, like, yeah, I'm gonna rock with this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Not unless you got the Eevee and then you end up getting like a Jolteon or something.
And then maybe that would be like the saving. And I even thought they were cooler than like the birds.
Of course, like you talking about the evolutions of Eevee?
Yeah, because essentially they're the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, electric, and the water ice combo.
Yeah, and that one, like Vaporeon was like a really good water Pokemon. Really good.
Real strong. Yeah. And it's I don't know. And then Articuno, no comment.
Yeah, like Articuno was like ice Pokemon really weren't that useful outside of going up against Dragon Pokemon. So it was like there's no point in having them.
Yeah.
Like if you had a hybrid type, if you had like a water Pokemon that knew ice moves, there's no point.
There's no point. Unless you just only thing I can say is filling out the Pokédex, trying to get all 150. Okay, I'll catch all these guys.
You couldn't even do that for real in the first gen because you had to trade in order to get that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, in the sense of being able to put yourself in position to do that, though.
Yeah.
Like, just all right, let me just catch these guys and holler at what's his name, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's PC.
Yeah. Either way, man, that first gen was lackluster in legendaries.
Yeah,
it was a lot cooler Pokemon. And like Arcanine was like a way better fire type than Moltres.
Yeah,
Zapdos was
Magmar.
Yeah, Magmar was fire. Like, no pun intended. Magmar was fire. Then of course Charizard was much better. And then I think that was it for like the fire types for.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Remember we looked that up not too long ago. There's not a lot of fire types on the Gen 1.
It was like fire type, like poison Pokemon were in abundance.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate. When I was young, I didn't appreciate them either. I appreciate them now, but I didn't appreciate poison when I was younger.
Like them, and ghost types were really, really lackluster too, because there was only like one ghost type.
Yeah.
And that was Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar. That was it.
Yeah. Even though technically, given the stories that, and it's their stories that they told us, Cubone and Marowak should have been ghost type Pokemon, technically.
Yeah, like can you imagine like the ghost ground type that early on in the
Right,
generations?
right.
That would have been scary.
But yeah, that having one of those, because they all the only ghosts, right? Ghastly, and then obviously the psychic. There's only a few of them. There wasn't an abundance of psychic Pokemon.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was Abracadabra, Alakazam, Mr. Mime.
Drowsy.
Yeah, Drowsy, Hypno, and Venomoth could learn psychic moves too.
Yeah. But who's gonna have that in their lineup?
Nobody, for real.
Like
now, unless it's Abracadabra or Alakazam.
No, psychic. You might have them. I'm talking about Venomoth.
Oh, Venomoth, no. It was a poison type. Like it was a poison bug with psychic that use psychic moves. You
know how you get? We talked about this a long time ago. You used to go to the Pokemon League, and they'd throw out these like crazy Pokemon, and then you just be up intense, and then somebody throw out something like that, and you just take a sigh of relief. Like, oh, so just threw out Venomoth. Oh, all right, cool. Whoop this nigga right quick.
Hey, that's facts though. Because I know when you go up against Bruno and shit, like you expecting a whole bunch of like fighting types.
Yeah.
And then they come out with the Onyx. You're like, oh shit, let me get my water Pokemon. I'm cool.
Yeah. And it's man, that is.
To be honest with that rock type, like I think that was to fend against the flying types that are good against fighting types.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have been able to use that throughout the whole battle. So you would have to switch it up. But really, who doesn't have a water type or something with water moves in the Jonas? So and then plus Surf was a terrific move to have for a water Pokemon anyway. Cause it was strong.
especially that Gen 1 Surf and Hydro Pump was.
Woo.
Yeah, just
man,
awesome. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my lineup, like, because it was a ghost trainer too, wasn't it, in the Pokemon League? Mm-hmm. I really don't remember.
Agatha, I think. Well, no, Agatha was in no, she was in Gen 2, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I really don't. The Elite Four is running a blur outside of somebody using like Jinx and then some other Ice Jones, and then of course you got Lance. Yes. Only one from the Elite Four to get a promotion.
Bruh.
Gen 1, Lance was like the last Elite Four member, and then in Gen 2, he's like the champion. So yeah. But when it comes to creating a game, how would you start it off?
Man, first and foremost, like what I would do to start it off, I would give you more options.
Okay.
With Pokemon. And my man just
that's my bad.
But I would give more options to start off with Pokemon choices. Like there would not be just water, fire, grass. There would be at least every single type. And you have so many more options. You have your dragon, you have electric, water, fire, grass, then, the new shit they added, like the fairy types, the poison types, bug type. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to start the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be a better alternative than the normal just 3. Because then you give yourself a more of a, like, when you give yourself more options, like, you can build your team a lot differently each time you play.
Right.
Because when you start off with just 3 types, you like, okay, I know what I'm going to get, like, throughout the game. You have your shit already pre-planned.
At least those 3 types.
Yeah.
Because when I was thinking about it, I was like, when I came up with a concept, mine was going to involve 3 types, but it was just going to be a different 3 types. Like mine, instead of being grass, fire, and water, mine would have been ghost, psychic, and furry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like that would be unpredictable because you don't know what you're gonna get going forward.
Facts.
I mean, obviously, depending on what you pick, you'll be super well equipped out of the gate. Because can you imagine just starting off with a psychic type? Like, like
I mean, but they do have their drop offs though. That's the thing.
They do. So it'll be up to you to, like, by the time you get to that point in the game, to, you know what I mean, to basically have your team well rounded. You know what I mean? Because you might start off with furry.
Yeah.
Like I would start off with ghost. At least nowadays,
you're a big Ghost fan. So.
I'm a huge Ghost fan. Like nowadays, I feel like even though Ghost ain't the strongest type, I feel like at least there's a plethora of different type of Ghost Pokemon.
See, it's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much variety in Ghost now to where they made it reasonable to have one.
Yeah. Cause it's so many different hybrids. Like you said, in Gen 1, you literally just got Ghastly. Ghost, I guess it was unofficially a Ghost / Psychic. And then up until now where you got is Ghost fighting Pokemon, Ghost Fire, Ghost and Fairy, Ghost and Psychic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Ghost and
technically,
Ice.
Ghost in the first gen could learn psychic moves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So as I said, like unofficially it was like Ghost and Psychic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
they had so much. They have so much variety now, and then with the Ghost Pokemon, they have real cool designs.
Yeah, I love them.
You gotta give it up for the designs for them.
Chandeliers that's on fire and
that's adorable.
Gothic, you know.
Shit, and then they had shit like Dusclops from like the Gen 3. It was like
I like, and that was another thing because like I said, I was playing the recent one, Sword, and it has a lot of them old ones on there. But since I didn't play like those kind of older ones, this shit was all still new to me. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Of course, I had the Pokemon card, so I knew these niggas existed. I just didn't know where from.
See,
yeah,
man, them Jones.
It's a funny side story, right? It's this I forgot what cuz name is. I follow him on YouTube and shit, and he be doing like a lot of like video game content. And the joint was like if Pokemon Pokédex entries were literal.
Oh, that's Dorkly, I think.
Yeah, that's his name. And one of the little Ghost Jones is, I think his name Lampin or something. The little Pokédex entry was like he like sucking out. I don't think it said suck out. He like taking on dying people's souls or whatever to keep his flame like burning strong. So it wait outside hospitals until people pass on or whatever.
Damn, that's fucked up.
And they cut to a little scene where the nigga was outside the hospital and shit, and this lady had walked up and he was like, "Hey lady, you dying or something?" she was like, "No, my water just broke. I'm about to go give birth." And he was like, "Oh, dang it." And then he was like, "Hey, don't think like that. You know, this is just a extra person to die later on." And he was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, lady." Like, yeah, it'd be like a wild entry, but he always put like a comedy twist to it, though. And yeah, that shit's funny.
I be watching them. Them be funny as shit.
Yeah, and shout out to him, man. That nigga's hilarious. But yeah, like, I feel like Pokemon in general, the types have came a long way. Like, you just not going. Back in the day, you could just have one type of Pokemon just type somebody to death.
Yep.
Nowadays, you can't really do that.
Yep. Like I said, Dragons and Psychics used to be number one.
Yeah. Like, you could fight. This nigga got Alakazam, Dragonite. Or a nigga might be like Lance. Oh, he got 3 Dragonites. You know what I'm saying? And Gyarados. And Dragonair.
Bruh.
Yeah. But yeah, so we said that we would do multiple types starting off. How many cities would you have in the game?
Cities.
Yeah. How many badges could somebody earn in this game?
Bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I adored the system that they had in place for Crystal and like the Silver and Gold.
Awesome.
Because you were able to incorporate multiple ones. I think I would go that route to where you can earn badges from multiple areas. You can go all the way back to like first gen, but it'll be like a mixture of like at least 4 or 5, because I know adding every last one would be it's not.
But you would have to. I would add every last one.
I mean,
if we made a game in 2021.
If it was built for like the systems and the PCs and shit, yeah, I would put every last one. But we're talking about the handhelds here. There's no guarantee like you'll be able to put that in there.
But technically, they don't really do it for the handhelds no more.
Okay,
like Pokemon Go 4 would be for the Switch.
Yeah, so I would then I would put every last one.
Yeah. So on the game you'll have to, what's that, about 40, 50 badges.
That's a lot of badges, bro. They've been going on for a brick.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the little sub areas and shit. Remember when they had what was the little first jump they went to? It was like the Orange Islands or something.
Yeah,
like,
Orange Islands.
Even the little sub areas, it would be kind of like how they have like what's the game? No Man's Sky, where they have. I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with it.
Right.
But it's a game where you're off in space and you're literally traveling the universe, finding new areas that it's a possibility you're the first person to ever see that. So they have a whole bunch of stuff out there that nobody has seen yet. So I think it would be a good way to like incorporate something like that, to where you're traveling to different areas of the world. But what you're doing is like you're just everywhere.
Right.
There's no boundaries, and there's no stopping you from going from like just traveling back to first gen. There's no stopping you from going from the first like Pallet Town all the way to like the Cinnabar Island in your first go. There's nothing stopping you from that.
Okay.
So if you catch a water Pokemon, then you're just you're across the water. You don't have to learn surf. You don't have to learn like whirlpool, waterfall, and all that shit.
Yeah,
like, it's just all available.
Which was such a headache.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Like, so I'm going to do away with the HM shit. Like, they're going to be just regular TMs.
Yeah, that Flash. Like,
yep. All that shit was trash, bro.
If you start off with Charmander and he got a flame on his tail, how is he not lighting the cave up?
Yeah. Why is it still dark in here? Why isn't it at least like somewhat like a candlelight?
Like, and then after we done watched all these episodes where he's literally like lighting up endless caves, and he's throwing Charmander out on purpose to light up dark places.
And I think that would be a good way to incorporate a lot of like the yellow version, the way they was able to like throw out Pokemon, but yet they're not using them for real.
Right.
They're just out for specific purposes. Like I think something like that will work really well with the Pokemon game. To where, I could just travel around with like a Dragonite or something just because I want to show them off.
Which is what you could do nowadays, though. Like, yeah, you could definitely have one out like off your Pikachu shit, but it's not Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very.
But it also has its uses, though. Like, each one has their uses.
Right.
So, like you said, if you're in a cave, throw out Charmander or Charizard or whatever, and they're automatically lighting the cave up.
Right.
And the bigger the Pokemon, the more light it produces. Like the Charmander, low light, like Charmeleon, medium, and Charizard, like down there the whole space is all you're lit.
Yeah. Or if you throw somebody like Magmar who's just made of fire.
Exactly.
Then
so it incorporates a somewhat of a strategy to it, so you know what to build in order to get you through a certain area. So. And it also makes as though you don't have to have like an HM slave. Remember how like they'll have like one Pokemon that has like the HM moves and that's all they use for?
Cut.
It takes all of that away.
Strength.
Yeah. Pokemon and that, like there's no reason why a Machamp or a Machoke or anything like that should learn strength when it's already strong.
Right.
Like, and there's no reason why a Scyther should learn cut to cut down a tree. There's no reason.
And yeah.
And like same thing with like grass Pokemon. If it knows Razor Leaf, it should cut it down.
Yeah, like if I start off with Bulbasaur, it should be absolutely no problem with me cutting shit down.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of little things that you look back and you just like, these niggas die. Like, I get it, just trying to make the game more difficult for niggas. Not even difficult, but like
It made it so
annoying, more annoying.
It made it more structured to where you had to follow a certain path in order for you to work in the game. But honestly, why is that the case? Why can't you just? And then you have to learn. You have to take a certain badge in order for you to be able to use it outside of matches, which I would take out too.
Okay.
You would not need a badge in order for you to travel across the water, or you don't need a badge in order for you to light up an area inside of a cave.
Yeah,
you don't need a badge for that.
Or cuz standing outside the cave and won't let you in because you only got 2 badges and you need 3.
Yeah.
Like,
tell the nigga to battle me. See what's good.
Right.
Like, it should be like, if you beat me, you can go past. That's it. Like, him technically just being a bully. Just, if you can get past me, then you automatically can go. Facts. If you can't, then you got to stay because you're obviously not strong enough to be in here.
Facts.
So, it takes out all of that needing to progress in the way that they intended. Like, there's no RPG factor to a somewhat RPG game.
Right. So,
like, because if you're supposed to be playing a game where you can pretty much do anything, why are you so limited?
Right. And it's crazy because they got an RPG coming out early next year, but then they took off all the structure, all the structure. Like, it ain't no gym battles. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Then they took that kind of stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, nah, people want that's what makes Pokemon fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going town to town, whooping up on the gym leaders and all that. Like, that's what make it fun.
And you know what would be even better? If it was like online and then there was online gym leaders, like people who were playing, actually playing.
And that's how the Pokemon Go is. Like, the gym, wherever the gym's at around the area, like the BP is a gym. So,
nigga, they trying to get niggas shot.
Yeah, it's crazy how many like crazy places like it's gyms and all of that. But yeah, the BP is like a gym, and whoever go up to the gym, you'll go up to the BP, battle a person, gotta beat them until somebody come beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I completely agree. Like, huge open world game. Get rid of all that little BS. A bunch of different types. Like, don't limit people to grass, fire. And then it's even, of course, we ain't know this as kids, but it's like, you don't pick Charmander. By the time you get to another fire type, you almost done the game.
Yeah, because you don't get to like
what's that? Cinnabar Island? Yeah,
no. Growlithe, and you get him after Lavender Town. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and that's
by that time I got 4 or 5 Pokemon.
Right, and I think Lavender Town's what, the 5th? That's the 6th town.
It's something like that. Cause
what's the 5th town? And
it goes from Pallet, Viridian, Cerulean. Then after that, Lavender, so it's the 4th. No. Pallet,
Celadon.
Pallet, no. Pallet, Pewter, Cerulean.
I think it's Celadon. What Lieutenant Surge at?
Pallet.
His city is after
Lieutenant Surge is
after Cerulean.
Yeah, it's after Cerulean. So that one is
Vermilion.
Yeah, Vermilion and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, no.
Lavender, because
yeah,
Lavender,
it's like the 5th or 6th jump, because it's
Lavender Town's the 5th. That's the 5th because it ain't no gym there.
Because I remember, I had to remember like Viridian and shit, like right in the middle of that, it's like right above Pallet, and then you can't get anything in the gym from there until like the later in the game.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why I can't fight that nigga now? That nigga trash anyway.
Yeah, so Lavender Town's the 5th. The Psychic Chick is the 6th, and Cinnabar Island is the 7th.
It's like,
and that's where you run into like all your
the better fire types.
Yeah,
it's just like,
even though it's not a lap.
Yeah, it's like you got Magmar and there's also a Growlithe in there, but Magmar was so rare that it just made it like you didn't even want to get him.
Yeah, I didn't know.
All right, like those rare little Pokemon that's just like, why can't it just be like made for like a specific area? It's like, okay, like maybe 4 squares here, that's where they spawn the most.
Right.
Do that. Don't make it so like, all right, this giant area where all of these Pokemon spawn, and you have like a 1 to 2% chance of them spawning. Like, no.
Just gonna see a bunch of
fucking Rattata, Raticates,
Magnemite.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Magnemite, bro, them niggas, I hated them niggas with a passion.
I kind of felt like the power plant should have been like. I feel like that should be like earlier on in the game. Like the power plant should be somewhere close to your home. I feel like.
Yeah, it should, but
Like,
it was so much stuff going on in that game.
Yeah, like how is that all the way up there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was, to me, the power plant should have been like right after. As a matter of fact, right after Pewter.
so somewhere in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Like that's the only like to me that's the only logical place. Like somewhere in the beginning of the game. Like I don't get how it. Yeah, I don't know.
Because first and foremost, like you needed to surf to it, which annoyed me.
Yeah, like how is it on an island? Like that in itself doesn't make sense. But we just I don't know. But I know one thing: a current game with a power plant with all these like all the different type of electrical Pokemon now, including the old ones, would be Super Flames. That would be fire,
bro.
The power plant back then with Magnemite. Was that Voltorb? Maybe an Electro here and there. Maybe a Magneton. Maybe Electabuzz. Like I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't enough.
Electabuzz was rare, really rare.
Yeah, like I just felt like it wasn't enough to create a power plant.
Yeah,
you know.
And then that's also where you get Zapdos, but it's just like. Shit, like, why can't you just put them in, like, a little small area? Like, put the birds in, like, a somewhat area where it's, like, sectioned off.
Right.
Like, okay, one's in here, and the other one's in another spot.
Yeah.
I think it would have worked better that way instead of them being, like, scattered off to where you are in a situation where, like, you're finding them in, like, bits and pieces of the game and, like, different sections to where you're at different levels.
Right.
Like, you meet one when you're... Like right after you get surf, you get surf and like what was it, Fuchsia? You get surf because you get it in the Safari Zone.
Right.
Like
right.
By that time, you already have strong enough Pokemon, and you don't want an extra electric type.
Facts.
And then Articuno, you don't want a random bird that's also ice.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Like by the time you find these dudes, the only person worthy of like bumping somebody out is Mewtwo.
Yep.
Like that's the only person. Like, yeah, 3 birds. No, psychic nigga. Yeah, I'll take that.
Like them Jones was like straight trash, bro.
Facts. At least, and I like on the current Pokemon game. I like that it's multiple niggas that's worth like you adjusting your lineup and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. I think if I'm not mistaken, obviously it's the two cats on the cover of each game, the dogs or whatever.
You talking about the
Sword and Shield?
Oh, Sword and Shield.
Yeah, so it's the 2 dogs on each jump, and then there's also 2 legendaries that you can run into possibly. You know what I'm saying? I think you're only gonna be able to get 2 of the niggas. Well, depending on what game you got. You can only get the dog on the cover of your game and shit. You can't get the other one unless you trade. So that, and then it's a ghost psychic hybrid, like legendary, cause you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So I guess wherever town you in, it got like a lot of back history to it. Mm-hmm. So way back hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, a Pokemon was king. And he had a horse or whatever. And he was ruling over the little area, just his area. And eventually, like, he got taken down because they separated him from the horse. And that was like a lot of his power came from the horse and shit. So, yeah. So, you in this area, and you talking to, like, people or whatever, and you just so happen to see, like, the Pokemon, he a ghost. You know what I'm saying? He like real small, but he is just like a king though. You know what I'm saying? And so he trying to talk to you, but you can't understand what he's saying. So by him being a ghost, he possesses like somebody you know, and he's talking through them.
That's actually sweet.
Nah. Like I feel like if you had the new game, I feel like you would think the jump was super fire and shit. But it's like he's possessing cuz and talking to you and telling you to do certain stuff, and he telling you to help him track down the horse. So he telling you where all these pieces at. You go get the pieces and you put it together, and the junk make like these special carrots or whatever. You know, the horses obviously like carrots and shit. At least his did. So he was like, the last piece to the puzzle is we gotta bury the carrots, and then they gonna sprout into a big carrot, and that's what's gonna attract the horse and shit. So he tell you, this is the cool part. He tell you to bury it in the graveyard or in the ice field. So whichever one you bury it in, that's what type of horse gonna pop up. You bury it in the graveyard, it's gonna be a ghost horse. You bury it in the ice field, it's gonna be an ice horse.
Oh, that's actually sweet.
Yeah. So, obviously, you know me, I buried in the graveyard. You know, so like some time go past, and then you meet back up with cuz. He was like, "Yeah, tonight should be the night. We should be hearing from my old friend, you know, whatever." And then y'all go to the graveyard and shit. And next thing you know, like you hear like this loud ass horse, you know, you know what I'm saying? And so
horrible horse noise.
Yeah, my bad. But the nigga pop up out of nowhere, and so cuz telling you to like attack the horse, get the horse or whatever. So obviously, they went old school on this. It's one of them you trying to attack it, but you missing everything. Okay, he got the don't got no name. It's like 5-6 question mark. You know what I'm saying? So they went they went first gen on this
jump. Need a silk scope.
Yeah. So cuz ended up running away, running off or whatever, but he got the curse or whatever. So cuz telling you that you gotta go back and talk to like some old lady in town, and you gotta get like these special magical rings and shit. So track down the old lady, and then she gonna tell you like, oh, go get these paper clips from here, go get this string from here, and then you gotta find the person who retired from making the rings, and you gotta beg them to make. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then he end up doing it for you, and so you go back to like the psychic king nigga and shit. It's like, all right, cool. Now all we gotta do is track the horse down. You know what I'm saying? I can sense where the carrot's at, like the rest of the carrot at or whatever. So all we gotta do is go there, and he should show up. So then you go like to where it's at. Y'all hiding out, and then of course the horse show up trying to eat the rest of the carrot and shit. And then the little Pokemon nigga asks you for the magic reins, so you give him the reins. And then he go run and jump on the horse and put the magic reins on him and shit. And once he put the reins on him, he got full control of him again. So at the same time that this happening, they basically coming together to make like a hybrid Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you get your psychic ghost blend going on. And so, you know, after that happened, the cutscene over, and then they jump into another cutscene, and he asking you like, yeah, thanks for all your help. You know, now I got my powers back and this and that. He's like, you know, before I go, I'm going to give you the chance to catch me or whatever. If you could beat me in the fight, you know, I you know, accompany you on your journey and shit. So, of course, the nigga strong as shit. You know, you probably could whoop him if he wouldn't have fucked with the horse. But now that he don't fuck with the horse, now he a ghost and a psychic. So now he doing all this wild shit. So it got to the point where I either was fainting him or he just kept popping out of the Pokeballs. So I eventually just threw a Master Ball at the nigga. That's the one thing about the new jump too. They give you like 2 Master Balls, so you ain't gotta, cause you gonna need one for the nigga on the cover of the game and shit.
That's was like 2 things I'm gonna take from that.
All
I'm
right.
gonna add into the little the perfect game, bro. First and foremost, more side quests like that.
Cool, yeah, excellent.
More side quests like that, and not just to catch Pokemon, just random people in general, so you can get things, just anything out of the blue. Like maybe they'll give you like a way to they'll give you like an XP share or something like that, or they'll give you anything of that nature. But also, Pokemon that you make faint are still available to try and catch.
Yeah, like how? Like I don't. How would they not?
Yeah.
Like, so you got to get his energy all the way down to catch him, but you can't catch him when he got no energy.
Yeah.
When we see on TV for the last 2 decades that more than likely they catch niggas that passed out.
Yep. They literally beat him.
Right.
And caught, like Ash, the first time when he caught the Pidgey, he was knocked out.
Right. Like it's like he hasn't. Like that's crazy. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, again, little nuances that make it more complicated, I guess.
Bruh. And then when I would recommend make sleep paralysis and all that shit, make that more like a lot stronger and have it so it's a lot more difficult for them to break out, because there is no reason as to why a sleeping Pokemon is still like nudging its way out of a Pokeball.
That's facts. I feel like yeah, I feel like if you sleep, maybe at full strength, he might could kick out one time, but you sleep, bro.
Same thing with paralysis. It's paralyzed. It can't move.
Yeah, it's no excuse for that. It's no excuse for neither one, technically. Yeah, I don't like. I just
and then frozen. It's frozen.
Yeah, like the only thing, only element I can see that you could still put up a fight, barely, is if you like poisoned or something.
Mm-hmm.
And even that should still be like, man, I'm just fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and I don't think poison should last, like, be like a permanent thing.
Yeah, like every step you take, you just
mm-hmm.
losing a little something.
And even in the battle, I think it should have like a regulated amount of HP that it loses, and then after that, it like kind of heals itself. Because I think just look at it this way: like if you're going up against a Pokemon that you're trying to catch, and then the poison keeps going until it drops all the way down out of HP, and then you're screwed.
Oh yeah, which has happened plenty of times, by the way.
So I'd recommend all right, it drops it down to like 1, which will make it more of a reason for you to pick a poison Pokemon.
Right.
So you won't have to go the entire fight trying to whittle it all the way down to like 1 HP or something like that, or anywhere close.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it so that poison drops it down to 1 and then stops, it takes away all of that.
Right.
And it, like I said, it gives you more of a reason to want to use poison Pokemon, which a lot of people kind of stray away from.
Yeah, myself included. Yeah, no Venomoths. No, like when we were saying earlier, it would have to be like you just use another Pokemon that can learn poison shit.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., one of the grass type niggas.
Yep. And then I think poison should come with like a somewhat like a separate ability to what it does. Like maybe poison is at one point, like it with certain Pokemon, it brings on different status effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like once it gets to a certain point, like it actually passes out or makes it fall asleep, or maybe at a certain point like it stops being poisoned and goes to paralysis.
Right.
So, or maybe like when it's poisoned, it also burns them.
Yeah, because that's something that just
it happens in real life.
When you get burned, that's one thing that just like kind of affects you here and there, but it ain't, that would be more prone to affect you every time. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I think poison should have a lot more realism to it.
Yeah.
So if it's just poison, it's just like, oh, I feel bad. Now I'm losing HP. There's no detail to it. Because poison comes with a lot of different things. Like, poison can paralyze you. Poison can burn your skin. Poison can literally deteriorate it. Poison can cause you to pass out.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are things that I think they could incorporate more into poison Pokemon to make them a lot better to put into your party.
Yeah.
Like, you will really want a poison Pokemon if you find out, hey, I had no idea, but this Pokemon can actually make somebody paralyzed. And I don't even need an electric type to use Thunder Wave.
Yeah.
Like, instead of it poisoning them all the way down to 1 HP. It poisons them to like down to like maybe 30 HP and then paralyzes them. It's stuff like that, like little nuances that will make the Pokemon game and your playthrough a lot different because you giving the Pokemon a lot more variety to them instead of giving them those like abilities where this Pokemon's levitating, it can't be hit by an earthquake.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, I can see.
Right.
But other than that, I really wouldn't recommend like the way that they doing Pokemon now. It's just like you're limiting such like you're limiting so much of your like so much of your game based off of like things that you can really do to make it better. Like it's easy alternatives to just look at and just say, you know what, this would be perfect for this game. But they're so used to what they're used to. Like, how long has Poison been like the same way for God knows how long? Like, Poison hasn't changed since its inception.
And I can't tell you, even on the new gen, I can't tell you like the differences between back then and now. Because one, I didn't care back then, and two, I don't care now. So
facts.
That like you just because I could tell you because I used to pick Bulbasaur a lot, he would learn poison moves, and because I had Witchcom a lot, coughing, he would have poison stuff. But other than that, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, bro. But I'm telling you, like Pokemon could have so many, like poison Pokemon could have so many different abilities to them to make them a lot more appealing to the masses. Like, it's actually frustrating to think about it because you have like all these different effects that could possibly go into a Pokemon that poison can poison can make Pokemon can make people do whatever. Like there's literally like real life poisons that alter your brain chemistry.
Right.
So you have so much stuff that you can play with, but you choose not to. And I
mean, they don't take it serious, so I don't either.
Yeah,
that's all I take from it.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on it and shit. So, I mean, that's one thing I would really incorporate in like the perfect Pokemon game. It's a little bit more variety within them instead of just having a whole bunch of abilities as to just make them seem different, but they're really not. And then I'm not even gonna lie, I would.
And they don't even look cool. Like you can at least look cool.
Yeah. What I would do, like I know people will probably hate me for this. I get rid of shinies.
Oh yeah, I disagree.
I get rid of them because like it kind of takes a lot of the fun away and shit. Because a lot of people will just do the whole Pokemon breeding thing to where they're just trying to continuously breed Pokemon to get shinies. And it's like
I feel like that's a good add-in. Like how they got the different areas, and then when you go to different areas, the Pokemon start looking different.
Okay, I can see if they look different per area. That I can get behind.
I feel like that's like on the new gen because it's a rich area you in. Like the Coffins and Weezings got on like top hats and all that type of shit.
Oh no, that's just that's some wild ass.
like everybody look like Pokemon be looking all rich and fancy sometimes.
The name
and all
is
that.
not Coughing, it's Coughington.
Yeah.
The third.
Sir Weezington.
Fuck wrong. Like I don't know what the hell.
Nah, I like the shinies though because it's like it's just something different.
I don't know, like. Maybe if they were to make it as though you couldn't get them through like breeding and shit like that, you actually had to look for them. I can see that, but it's literally like it takes a lot of like the Pokemon aspect out of it. Like most of the time, like I mean, if you wanted to be a Pokemon breeder in the game, you should be able to do such a thing. But
I wouldn't. Would you?
Fuck no.
Yeah. See, you would have to design like. What you've been talking about, you would have to design that part of the game, and I would have to design like the part of the game where niggas play Pokemon because they want to fight.
Yeah,
because that's what I'd be caring about.
I mean, I care about a lot of shit. It's just like why limit it though? Like
right.
I'm a person that really cares about your your boundaries. Like, how far are you willing to go in order for you to make a better game?
Right.
And it seems as though everything has been so linear that they don't even care about. Like, it just shows they don't even care about the product itself. It's just like, this is what you get. Same thing with like all the other video games that's coming out. It's just everything is the same, regardless of what it is. It's just reskinned.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, I could say about the newest one is like they did do a lot of different nuances in it though. Like it is cool, like little storytellers. It's just they do have the basic. You start off with the water, fire, and grass type, and they did change up a lot of other things like the gym leaders, the order, because that's something that's super common.
Mm-hmm.
Like normally get the water person early on. Rock normally get them early on. I like how they incorporate like just different types of leaders and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like little stuff like that is cool. But yeah, me personally, I just would want a bunch of gems, maybe a few Elite Fours, like about 30. I mean, if it's gonna be 6, how many different regions is it? It's gonna be like 6 different regions. You gotta have like a.
That's a lot of badges. And I told you, like, they make it like how I said that like No Man's Sky is. Then I think they'd be able to incorporate some shit like that.
Yeah, but see, me, that's all I be want. I just be wanting to fight. Like like
I mean,
that side. I would do side missions, but once I like my mindset is once I get 8 badges, or if it was the gold and silver jump, you get the 16 and you beat the champion. That's it for me. Like like once you see a little Pokemon going to the little what is it, Hall of Fame little. Yeah, that's it with me. And that's one thing I didn't like about the newest one is that you get a hands-on look at the champion from the start of the game, because the champion is your best friend or your rival, so to speak.
Man,
his older brother.
I get rid of the whole rival shit too. That shit is annoying.
I'm cool with that. They just gotta tweak that. They just gotta tweak it. They kind of tweaked it, like I said. This year, your rival is your best friend.
They did the same thing with like the Ruby Sapphire versions, where it's like the main character, and then it's either the boy or the girl and shit. Which one? Like whichever one you pick, the opposite. Just be the girl.
Yeah. So it's like the champion is your rival's older brother, but you kind of get a look at what kind of Pokemon he got from day one. And they don't change when you fight them; they just get stronger. So it's like you been knew what was coming, so it's easy to, his go-to Pokemon is a Charizard.
Yeah, I think they could randomize that to where like you know what his first like starting Pokemon are, but then later on it like kind of switches up depending on what Pokemon you ended up getting in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Remember, I told you have a whole in my zone you have like all the different types of shit.
Yeah.
That way, like a certain Pokemon will spawn in certain areas so that you don't have like a overpowered lineup.
Right.
So I think that will incorporate well. Same thing with like the rivals and shit. Like his Pokemon will end up being randomized later on in the game, so you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, they need to do shit like that because they didn't do it. You literally see his shit from day one, and they just get stronger. They don't change.
Exactly. Like same thing with the first gen when you gotta go up against Gary the whole time, and then you know what he has at the end. But that should just be way too off-putting because you already done gone through the whole Elite Four.
Yeah.
And now you got to fight this nigga who has like way stronger Pokemon than they do.
Right.
And also, given the fact that you actually beat the guy numerous times and he was never that strong. Like he automatically, like towards the end of that game where you fight him, like I think he shows up like right before you get out of the little victory road.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up right there. You beat him there. His Pokemon are not that strong.
Right. You
go to the Elite Four and then come to find out this nigga raised it like 20, 30 levels. No way is that possible. Make more realism there. I understand the rival has to be ahead of you at every single point, but to make it that unrealistic, no.
I ain't complaining because I cheated.
Hey, I didn't like the concept of him always being like one step ahead of you, regardless of the circumstances that he was in.
Had a car.
It didn't. With the original Pokemon, there's no areas where a car would be able to exist.
Well, the show says otherwise.
The show says otherwise. But the thing is, he lost to Giovanni, but Ash beat Giovanni,
which is true.
He lost to him. So, if we're gonna follow the way of the show, there's no reason why he should have been in the Pokemon League.
But if we also follow the way of the show, Ash got a lot of badges through foolery too.
He did.
Half his badges, he didn't beat people for half his badges. Niggas felt pity for him.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, in the game, I mean, oh yeah, I'd also like one more thing and shit I would put into the perfect Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pokemon should not evolve based on level. They should they should evolve based on how much they like you or how much you've been training them. Like from when you got it from like a baby, like level 5, you got them from then, and then you just been training them, and then there's no specific like level to where, hey, okay, I'm gonna evolve now. No, they have to like you first, and then you have to train them somewhat, cause there's no reason why I get like a level 20 something Pidgeotto, like maybe 8 levels away. Well, I guess I'll evolve now. Nah, they don't even know me for real. But you see any of the random trainers, they have Pokemon that are under level for their evolutions.
That's sweet though.
And I think you should be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, like I don't think like Pokemon, like I'm not saying like undercap the level to where they're evolving at like level 12. No, I'm just saying make it more believable to where they the same way they do with I forgot what is it. It was like some random little thing they used to do in like the earlier gens that I remember, where the more that a Pokemon liked you, there was like some little area you can get to. Well, I forgot what, like it was the Eevees, like certain levels, certain area. Certain evolutions were not available unless they liked you.
Okay.
You couldn't get Espeon, you couldn't get Umbreon unless they liked you, and then you were training them at a specific area or at night or daytime. I think incorporating something like that into every Pokemon would be perfect. So that way it doesn't seem as though like, oh, I'm just training them. I'm going to catch him at this level and he's going to evolve at this level. No, it's more strategy. And there's no telling, like in the show, they ain't talk about no levels. They're just training. they ain't talk about levels, they talk about training. And another thing, get rid of the trading evolution shit. Trash.
Yeah,
always been trash.
Yeah, it's trash.
Always have been trash.
Yeah.
So
fake little way to get to interact with people.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't like it.
And then hopefully they give you your Pokemon back once they get it. Like, nah. Do away with the whole trading Pokemon for evolution shit. I should be able to get an Alakazam just because I'm training my shit. Did Sabrina, like when she was did she trade her Kadabra in order for her to get the Alakazam?
Fuck no.
She was evil as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
She probably mind controlled that nigga into evolving.
I think they did, because they did in the little episode. She was like connected telepathic with the nigga. And
yeah. I think he did evolve mid-match.
Yeah, the first time around, yeah. Yeah, he did, I think. Yep.
Like, come on, bro. How? Why can't I do shit like that? I mean, I'm not psychic, but still, there should be a reason as to like even mid-match, I should be able to evolve. Like,
you should also put on the game, like, if you just want to be a specific kind of trainer, then you can like dive into shit like that. If you wanted to be a psychic type trainer, then you could like develop like little skills like that though.
Son, that would be fire.
Yeah.
That would be fire.
That would be super fire.
I would love something like that, bro. Like,
yeah.
Just a set base type, like a set Pokemon base to where like, okay, you're only allowed to catch this type, but you get this skill from it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, so you gonna train all water Pokemon. That way you don't need no Pokemon to surf and you can swim everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
So, look, like, little stuff like that, bro. It'll be perfect. Because, water trainers, they normally be in the pools and shit, and all they do is swim. So, hey, why not? And make it so that you can dive under the water and see those type of Pokemon too.
Facts. And see the Gyarados and I forgot Big Whale cuz name.
Oh, Whalmer and Wailord and all them.
All them and all that shit.
Yeah, like they should give you like a diving suit or something to where you can go underwater, you see Relicanth and all that shit.
Yeah. There's like, a lot of little different things you could do. But yeah.
And then if you wanted to be like an adventurer type or like a rock Pokemon or rock ground type, maybe you can like knock down certain areas in caves to where, oh, I'm finding new types of Pokemon here. There's no way I didn't know that I could find a Regirock here.
Right.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Because you technically like an archaeologist and shit. Like every single thing has its little abilities, and I think that's perfect. You find stuff like that in a Pokemon game, is just, and then also the battling and shit. The battling can be tweaked a little bit.
What you mean?
When you're in the middle of battling, like you have like a specific set chance of hitting someone. Like, what if you were fighting as the Pokemon when you're in the battle? No. So you can move in a certain way. You can use certain attacks. They had a game like that. It was for the PC where you were playing as the Pokemon when you're fighting. Yeah. So
that probably would cost too much money for niggas to do.
I know.
And they're going to take the cheap way out so they can keep a lot of the money.
But I'm telling you, that would be
fire though.
It would extra fire. I'm gonna actually show you what that should look like after we get finished with the podcast. But that was on point. If you can do something like that, how they was fighting against, like, remember when Pikachu went up against the Dragonite?
Yeah.
When you can do stuff like that, perfection.
Facts.
Because there's no reason why I should be like. First and foremost, like during that Pokemon shit, there's no reason why that Pikachu should have beat that Dragonite. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. I feel like and then when you beat the game, like you beat like the Elite Four and all of that, and once you become the champion, I feel like people should come challenging you. Yeah. The same way that you just went through it. You know what I'm saying?
Like your rival shows up again?
Or anybody. Like it could be another Spyro. Nigga who clawed his way through the Elite Four and all that. Just like random people just show up here and then, like.
Yeah, they just whoop you back to the Pokemon League whenever somebody want to challenge you and shit.
yeah, like.
Damn, I was in the middle of trying to catch a legendary and shit.
Yeah. Oh, such and such trying to challenge you. Get back to the league and shit. Yeah, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
And that way technically the game just don't end.
It doesn't. Like I love that idea. Because after you beat the Elite Four in the original games, it just seems like there's nothing left for you to do.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Like once you get past that point, it's just like the game ends. And then there's also like no real replayability to the game. Like once you beat it, that's it.
Facts.
And there's no way of saying, all right, I'm gonna try and start over, do like a new game plus type, to where I'm starting over, and then I get to keep like one of my Pokemon,
right?
Like, or at least in its like unevolved form, like that way you can get all 150 Pokemon or something like that. If you just keep playing the game over, your Pokedex stays the same. However, your Pokemon are all gone, including the ones in your in the little box and shit.
Facts.
That stuff like that will work. It'll be fun. It'll make the game a lot more challenging, and it'll make you really want to start a new game over just so you can get all 150 Pokemon, and they register all of them.
Could dig it.
See, like, stuff like that, man. Like devs, hit us up, bro.
Yeah,
hit us up.
I'm quite sure niggas probably done threw some of these ideas out there before. They just don't care.
Yeah, they don't. They got used to the money. Game Freak don't give a fuck.
Yeah, format's literally still the same after 25 years.
Yeah, it's fact.
You can get one of these starters. You go on 8 cities, 8 badges. Go to a Pokemon League.
Oh, and the whole time. I would also say not have like gym leaders type specific.
Well, I wouldn't like that. That's what make it fun.
I mean, yeah, it makes it fun, but it's just like, all right, at least one or two of them where it's not type specific.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
So,
But that's like at the at the end of the Elite Four. That's like how the champion is. He's not type specific.
sort of, but it's just like, why aren't there more people like me in the game? That's what gets me. Like, everybody seems to have a type. Why can't I go up against somebody who's not following the rules?
I mean, now they should. I agree. They should incorporate like other people in the game. But I feel like, when you go city to city, it'd be different elements, and they just be carrying out the element of the city.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So I would originally
like maybe
my original idea. No, I wouldn't make every last one of them like that.
Like nah, maybe when you get to the Elite Four, like a couple of them would be like non-type fighters. You know what I'm saying? But I like the little. When it comes to like the different cities and shit, I'm like you go to the little snowy city, niggas gonna have ice.
Okay, that I get. I get. I have no problems with that.
Yeah,
it's just the ones where it's just there's no like real area specific thing. Why not have them have just like random types of Pokemon? Not even just random, but just they have a base set, but why not have them just be different? Like, since the area is somewhat neutral, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because if you look at the original gen, Viridian City was just regular, and Giovanni happened to be like a rock type, ground type, like Pokemon that didn't even fit the area.
Well, it was regular. Yeah, regular Pokemon.
That's not regular.
Like the Persian, the Nidoking, like it's regular.
That's not regular. Nidoking and Nidoqueen were not regular. They started off as normal types,
right?
But then they went into different like ground and all that other shit type. Like no, like that doesn't fit.
Well, in the first gen, they was just normal.
And he had like Golem and all that other shit. It's like
he had a right. He was basically what you asking for.
Not really.
He wasn't type specific.
He was type specific for majority of his stuff. Then, because Nidoking and Nidoqueen technically weren't normal type because they were weak against water. Normal types aren't weak against water.
But they was classified as normal.
Then they shouldn't have been weak against water types. So that just means they had a type. Their type was weak against water, which would have made them ground or rock. And he also had a Rhydon.
Some water just can beat niggas.
No,
it is.
There's never been a normal type that's ever been.
That was the first gen, so that you can't say it's never been. That was literally the first gen.
All right, in that specific gen, there was no Pokemon that were weak against water that were normal types. Not a single one. Like, even looking this shit up, they were like ground types.
I would have to see, because if I had a water Pokemon, I bet he would do damage no matter who the fuck he go. Unless it's
super effective.
That's what I'm saying.
They were super effective against them. So he wasn't a random even his Persian was like it made sense because that was always by his side.
Ain't Snorlax normal?
Yeah, so Snorlax normal, but it's not weak against Surf. It's weak against fighting types, like all normal Pokemon are.
I'll have to see.
Because you use low kick on and plus because of him being so heavy, it does supreme damage on it. I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of damage.
Water could probably be the nigga too. I don't know. Them niggas is normal. He is literally what you asked for, and you complaining.
He was not what I asked for because he was not type specific, bro.
Right. That's what
because he was type specific.
Nah,
like
you just said it.
He had one Persian. That was it. That was the only thing that was different. The rest of them was weak against water.
Persian's weak against water.
No, it's not. Persian is neutral towards water.
I can get Persian water.
Bro, I'm telling you, Persian was the only one that kind of fit outside of the rest of them because in the show he was always next to him. That fit.
I could beat that nigga with water.
Of course, you can beat it with water if it's strong. If your water attacks are strong enough. Surf was a really strong
That's why
and
I
hydro pump.
literally was just telling you that like a couple seconds ago. That's crazy.
Okay, you're telling me that, but I'm saying the
like
thing is, like,
that's why
it was
that's
not
why
super effective against it. That's the thing. It's not
but you
super
ain't got to be
effective.
super effective to kill somebody though.
You don't have to be. Of course
Right.
not. Like I can chip away at you for the rest of the game, but that doesn't mean that it's super effective. It's going to be super effective in order to kill you.
Nither King and them is normal, but what people think, there's like a super perception that normal Pokemon is just like this different breed when you could just beat them normally. Like that's to me, that's what it means to me. Like you don't have to go above and beyond for these niggas. I remember when we was debating, I was debating with Daniel, and he was saying like, "Oh, my Snorlax would give you problems." Like, no, bro, it wouldn't. Like, it's normal. I'm not. That's the last thing I'm scared of. Somebody throw out Psychic, I'm scared. Somebody throw out Ghost, I'm scared. You thought something like that? Remember what we talked about earlier? Side relief? Whew. Cool. I'm not scared.
All you need is one strong attack, like one like low kick or some shit like that. That's all you need.
That's the last thing I'm worried about. Anything normal, that's how I'm gonna treat it. That's exactly like that's like I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I just want to incorporate more like dual type people in the game and shit. Just
that would be dope.
I really appreciate like certain people, like even Gary, even though I hated that nigga with a passion, he was a dual type where he had multiple types of people. But it's just like, come on, bro. Why the fuck you gotta make that nigga extra strong for no reason?
It's a rival.
No, it's one thing to be rival and it's another thing to just be annoying. You just kept throwing that nigga at you for no reason.
It's supposed to make you stronger.
No.
Yeah,
if I beat that nigga before, like as soon as we get past Victory Road, there's no reason as to why I just get the Indigo Plateau and I beat everybody and he just so happens to be there. I think at some point this nigga was cheating and using rare candies, bro. The nigga had the money for it.
See, I mean, I'm not going to discredit him. I'm just going to assume he work hard. You beat him again at the end, didn't you? You acting like you lost to the nigga or something.
You beat him, but it's just like, why the fuck the nigga gotta be so goddamn strong? Like, after you beat that nigga, like, all of his Pokemon just jumped 30 levels randomly.
To me, it didn't matter. Like I said, I cheated. I had rare candies. I'm going into the Pokemon League, everybody 100.
All right, yeah. I didn't have, I was doing that shit fair. See, you going against the grain, and your Pokemon, like, way too damn strong. Mine was just normal. I was just playing the game, trying to figure out how I'm gonna win against this nigga.
Play to win, man. We don't play by morals and all that, man.
Hell, can you imagine if them niggas was using like revives and shit, bro?
Yeah, we talk about that too.
Nigga, don't ever put that in the game. Don't ever put that in the game.
Use a revive. It wouldn't matter though. You strong enough, that shit ain't gonna matter. Niggas
if you strong enough,
as long as they ain't got like unlimited revive.
Yeah.
Then you gonna be there all night and shit.
So they got like 99 max revives.
Yeah.
It's like shit. Now my Pokemon using struggle. I ran out of moves.
Yeah, that's silly ass shit.
Cause they didn't just have like hyper potions and shit. They had full restores.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what you did to them. Like full restore, everything good now. Like that was bad enough. Imagine giving them niggas like 3 or 4 max revives. Imagine having like niggas like Lance with that shit. Up. 3 of his Dragonites just came back.
Yeah.
Like
I felt like after a while he was, I don't know.
He was weak against ice and shit, so it made it made it easier and shit. But I'm just saying, like,
ice, dragons be weak against their own shit.
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's another thing they gotta take out the game too. Pokemon being weak against their own shit. Man, stop that, man.
Yeah, that was annoying because Ghost Pokemon used to be like that too.
You got to be immune. You supposed to be immune to your own shit. Like,
I wouldn't say immune,
bruh. If I'm fire and you fire,
all right, that's different. That's different.
If you throw fire at me, how does that hurt? Like that's what I'm that too. Like, see, how does that hurt?
All right, I get that, but it's like with water, there's water pressure, so they're hitting you with impact.
You're made of water. You are the impact. Like you're literally like no.
Well, like leaf and shit, like razor leaf. That's supposed to cut you.
You're a plant.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It does, bro. Like, bro, no.
It's not.
Like the same thing that's trying to cut
if a
you,
tree
you
hits
are.
another tree, does it not fall over because it's not a tree?
That's different.
It is it's the same.
No, a tree that's way much more density and mass compared to like me throwing a leaf at another leaf. And
it is supposed to be razor sharp. It doesn't matter. I can cut it. If it can cut just like a knife can, then it's going to cut regardless.
So a leaf, a razor sharp leaf can cut like a knife. Is what you're telling me?
That's what they making it seem like. The shit's cutting down trees.
Have you ever got cut by a leaf before?
Nah, I've been cut by paper before.
Is a paper cut the same thing as being cut by a knife?
In some cases, those little small slits, it feels that way.
So could you take a piece of paper and cut another piece of paper with it?
Yes.
No.
You can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You've never tried doing that?
I got 2 pieces of paper too, so when we end this, we're going to see.
Okay, yeah, we try that.
Yeah. Mark, you can laugh. I know. I know.
Have you ever tried construction?
No. We're gonna take 2 pieces of paper, and we don't want you to cut 1 piece of paper with the other piece of paper.
Are you talking about trying to actually cut it or saw it?
No, I didn't. We said cut. that was the term, the premise of the conversation. You said you could take 1 piece of paper and cut another piece of paper with it.
With impact, you can.
No, there's not no impact in the world, bro.
Okay, bro.
If that was the case, it wouldn't be rock paper scissors. There would be no need for scissors if we could just cut paper with paper. No, that's not how it
paper,
works.
if utilized in a certain way, can cut things. Where do you think paper cuts come from?
Paper cuts is when your skin, which is not paper, gets cut by paper, bro. Like we could let's just change this, get back on subject and end the podcast, and then we're gonna do this experiment.
All right, man. Well, I guess we'll jump to the ending of this. So, based on what we have so far, our perfect Pokemon game consists of what?
Is that paper?
Okay, it consists of what?
Everything. I need everything in mine. And I need to last like 3 years too.
3? It needs to last 3 years?
Yeah. What kind of paper is that?
You really showing them?
That's not regular paper.
Mark's here, by the way. He just
regular.
randomly showed up, and
he's showing paper being cut by paper, but that's not regular paper. No.
But
yeah,
you were saying
my game has to last 3 years because they don't come out with games every year no more.
Okay, so you wanted to be sort of like a Grand Theft Auto type of thing where they keep updating it consistently.
He just took a razor out of that, and he's putting the paper in. No, because Grand Theft Auto hasn't been out in 10 years.
I understand, but that's what you're asking for. You're asking for it to last that long. So
no, Grand Theft Auto is not lasting as long. Grand Theft Auto lasted like 2 years.
Actually,
no,
it's still consistent now.
It's not.
I guess like,
we still play Grand Theft Auto. It's not consistent.
If you want to see it that way, then cool. But
we literally play it still. It's not consistent.
All right. So you want it to last 3 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Grand Theft Auto lasted like 2 years. They just been BS.
All right, jump off of Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Goddamn.
Pokemon has the last 3 years for me because that's when they come out. They come out every year, but they don't give you a new game every year. They give you a new game. Next year, they remake an old game. Yeah. And then the year after that, you might get a new game, or you might not. And then the year after that, you're going to remake another old game. And then if you ain't get the new game beforehand, you going to get it that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, yeah, so.
All right.
Give me 50 badges, man.
All right.
Hold me for 3 years.
So you want the 50 badges, you want to take away certain things like your, like the whole trading shit. Like, we both agreed on that.
Yeah, take away trading.
Take away the trading shit.
I don't like working with people, man.
That also, all right, so was that all what yours consisted of? Oh, also the fighting shit, like it was kind of.
I mean, you give me that many gems, I'm satisfied. 50 gems, I'm satisfied.
Oh yeah, this nigga, he don't care.
Yeah,
just give me a certain amount of badges, I'm cool.
Yeah, I just want to fight. That's all I care about, fighting.
See, you're more of a fight. I'm more of an adventure. Like give me different areas.
If I'm gonna be fighting, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, like give me different areas. I want different areas. I want to see like all the different types of Pokemon that you had through like every generation.
Yeah, I take
all
that.
of that shit.
As long as I can fight one,
Yeah, give me shut the hell up, bro.
If they be like, yo, this is the wooded area. So they haven't beat such and such in 100 years. Oh yeah, let me go fight them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to fight. That's why I
like
play Pokemon. I play
like
Pokemon
incorporate some of them areas, them random ass little Jones they were showing in the show, like that the area with the giant ass Pokemon that were all robotic.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Let
me try my hand, man.
Yeah, let me get a whole bunch of that. Like, while you sway to the fighting, like I said, I sway to the adventure. I want big areas. I want to be able to.
I like that too. I
would
want to fight now.
I understand that you want to fight them.
Right.
We
still on the adventure. I just want
that.
I just want to fight on the adventure. I don't not want the adventure.
Yeah,
I just want to fight.
I get that
when we get there.
Yeah, I understand. I want to do the same thing, but I'm saying I just want to be able to explore.
Sound soft right now. I'm just saying.
It's not like I want to be able to explore the air. I want to explore the water. Shit, like even if the Pokemon you say that come from space, like Clefairy and all that shit, like
allegedly the moon.
Yeah,
Mount Moon.
I want to see stuff like that. Like incorporate that. Then
so you want to go to the moon?
Yeah, that should be.
Or did they come from the moon, or is it just Mount Moon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They said they came from the moon, but it's like it's iffy.
Might be the cave, Mount Moon.
They'll probably be assholes like that and just say, "Oh, we got the moon, we got the moon." But yeah, like I just want a whole bunch of exploration and shit, and at the same time be able to interact with it, fighting. That's what you want to say, but
need it
also the variety in the beginning of Pokemon you can choose. Yeah. I want to be able to pick every single last Pokemon type. It don't have to be like the strongest of that type, but at least
no suckers either though.
Yeah, yeah. Don't throw no Weedles at us, or like that, bro. But I really just want like, and all of them be able to have like 3 evolutions.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So just make up some Pokemon that have 3 evolutions for like all 3 types. Yeah. Well, I mean all of the types and shit. Like I would love that. And then, like, after that, I would say, like, make it, like, ability specific. Like, your shit, you did say you wanted ability specific, like, if you were a certain type.
Yeah, because I would be Ghost.
Yeah, if you, like, make it so that at nighttime, like, you can see in the dark or some shit, and then you can catch, like, certain type of Pokemon.
It's not good enough for me.
Or, like, certain Pokemon are attracted to you that nobody else can see but you.
That's better, but, yeah, I need something, like...
What? You want to be a medium? Like you can actually catch the ghost version of those Pokemon?
I need to be able to turn to a ghost myself or something.
Like, what the hell?
Be invisible or some shit.
Danny Phantom?
Yeah, like that's my. You hit level 50, you go a new ability. You know, niggas not gonna be able to see you. We both just sneaking niggas and shit.
Yeah, niggas ain't gonna be able to see you. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, all you see is a nigga and his Pokemon standing somewhere, and then both of them just getting snuck.
Like, you just trying to be a bitch ass nigga for no reason.
We want to fight and shit.
Yeah,
I definitely would start out with a ghost.
Be
Pokemon.
Hunting the forest and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that'd be hilarious if you could like hunt an area.
That'd
so
be
like your Pokemon will like consistently just randomly pop up in areas, like even though your Pokemon like really really strong, they'll just pop up, like maybe like the shadow versions will pop up and fight people, and they can't catch them, but they have to fight them and win.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, I would either be super. I'm like 90% sure I'd be a ghost trainer, but if not, psychic.
So I think like your should be perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Like just adding in those little things towards like people who just want to be type specific.
Yeah, I'd be type specific.
So, given that Pokemon devs, you might want to hit us up real quick.
Don't steal our shit, man, without no money.
Hell yeah, next Pokemon game, like all of this shit in it.
Yeah.
and then we ain't get nothing for it and shit. Like I said, they're gonna pull a Fortnite.
Yeah, no bull. Well, we're soon now.
Yeah.
Podcast came out before the game did.
Yeah. We're gonna have to advertise the shit out this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we said it first.
We ain't gonna be too greedy. We just want 100 mil. 100 million. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too outlandish. What, Pokemon $1 billion? It's $1 billion corporation right there. I ain't gonna feel that. It's like,
Yeah, they definitely not.
yeah,
You know how much money Nintendo makes and shit. Like, and then Game Freak is like he's somewhat like an underling of it and shit. So.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? They about to come out with the little Diamond and Pearl remasters and all that.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that.
I am. I didn't play those. I look forward.
I played it. Like
seeing what I missed.
I played it. It was decent. And
I mean, it's typical. It's different for me. It's gonna be different. You know, like I said, I didn't play it back then. I quit by then.
Yeah, I quit a long time ago for real. But I ain't played until later on and shit. So I was already in my 20s when I was playing them Jones and shit. Like way after they came out, and I played that shit on my computer when it was available for free.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, I wasn't paying for that shit, bro. But this has been another Breaking the Narrative podcast, BTN for short. I'm Tony.
I'm Teddy.
And we out here.